the Amazon rainforest, a vast, unforgiving expanse of nature's power. It's a place of incredible beauty, but also immense danger. In 1971, this wilderness became the setting for an extraordinary tale of survival. Julianne Koepcke, a 17-year-old German-Peruvian schoolgirl, was on board Lanza Flight 508. She was flying with her mother. They were headed to Pucallpa, Peru. It was Christmas Eve. Excitement filled the air, but that excitement would soon turn to terror. High above the ground, a storm raged. Lightning flashed. Turbulence shook the plane violently. Suddenly, there was a blinding flash. The unimaginable happened. A lightning strike crippled the aircraft. The plane, ripped apart in midair, began its fatal plunge. Passengers screamed. Chaos reigned. The once serene flight turned into a nightmare as the aircraft disintegrated. Metal twisted and luggage flew through the air. The deafening roar of the wind filled the cabin. Julianne, still strapped to her seat, was thrown into a terrifying freefall. She could see the ground rushing up to meet her, the wind whipping past her face. Her heart pounded in her chest. Thousands of feet below, the unforgiving jungle awaited. The dense canopy looked like a green ocean, ready to swallow her whole. The vast expanse of trees seemed endless. The force of the impact knocked Julianne unconscious. She hit the ground with a bone-jarring thud, her body limp and lifeless. The jungle floor cushioned her fall, but the impact was still brutal. She awoke hours later, disoriented and alone. The world around her was a blur of green and brown. Her head throbbed and her vision was hazy. She was still strapped to her seat. The seatbelt had saved her life, but now it felt like a prison. She struggled to free herself, her fingers fumbling with the buckle. The rainforest around her was alive with the sounds of insects and animals. The cacophony of the jungle was overwhelming, a stark contrast to the silence of the crash. Pain shot through her body. Every movement was agony. Her limbs felt heavy and her muscles screamed in protest. She was injured, but alive. Adrenaline surged through her. Her mother was gone. The realization hit her like a punch to the gut. The other passengers were nowhere to be seen. The wreckage was eerily silent, a graveyard of twisted metal and shattered dreams. The reality was stark. Julianne was a lone survivor in one of the most dangerous environments on Earth. She was surrounded by the vast, unyielding jungle with no sign of rescue in sight. The jungle was a sensory overload. The humid air hung heavy. The smell of damp earth and vegetation filled her nostrils. Fear threatened to overwhelm her. But deep inside, a primal instinct kicked in. Survival. Julianne's injuries were serious. She had a broken collarbone, a deep gash on her arm, and her eyes were swollen nearly shut. But she knew she couldn't give up. She had to find help. She had to survive. Her father, a renowned biologist, had taught her valuable lessons about the rainforest. Those lessons, once distant memories, now became lifelines. She remembered his words. Follow the stream. It was her only hope. Section 4. The will to survive. Water became her priority. Julianne, driven by thirst, stumbled through the undergrowth. The jungle floor was a treacherous maze of tangled roots and decaying vegetation. Insects swarmed around her. Every step was a battle. She found a small stream. Relief washed over her. She knew that water was vital, but food was also scarce. Julianne, remembering her father's teachings, searched for edible plants. She rationed her meager food supply. Each bite was a victory. Days turned into nights. Julianne battled exhaustion, hunger, and the constant fear of wild animals. But she pressed on. The human spirit, she discovered, was capable of enduring unimaginable hardships. Section 5. The jungle's challenges. The jungle was relentless, an unforgiving maze of dense foliage and hidden dangers. Julianne's body was covered in insect bites, each one a painful reminder of the jungle's hostility. Her injuries ached with every movement, making each step a grueling challenge. But the greatest threat came from the unseen, lurking in the shadows of the dense undergrowth. The jungle was home to jaguars, snakes, and countless other dangers, each one a potential threat to her survival. One day she stumbled upon a horrifying sight, the wreckage of the plane, a grim reminder of the disaster. Bodies lay scattered amidst the debris, a haunting testament to the crash's brutality. The gruesome discovery was a stark reminder of the crash's brutality, a scene etched into her memory. It was also a turning point, a moment of profound realization. Julianne realized the devastating truth. She was truly on her own, isolated in the vast, unforgiving jungle. Despair threatened to consume her, the weight of her situation pressing down on her spirit. But Julianne, drawing on an inner strength she never knew she possessed, refused to surrender to the overwhelming odds. She took stock of her surroundings, assessing every detail for potential resources and threats. Salvaging what little she could from the wreckage, she continued her journey, determined to survive against all odds. Section 6. A Glimmer of Hope. For days, Julianne followed the stream. It was her lifeline, her guide through the green labyrinth. She knew that where there was water, there was a chance of finding people. Hope, though faint, flickered within her. Then, on the 9th day, a miracle. Julianne stumbled upon a small boat tied to a riverbank. It was a beacon of civilization. With renewed determination, she dragged herself into the boat. She knew she was close. Help was within reach. The next day, she encountered 3 local hunters. They were astonished to see her. Julianne, weak and exhausted, collapsed into their arms. They had found her. She was safe. Section 7. Rescue and Recovery. The hunters, amazed by her story, became her saviors. They couldn't believe that someone had survived such a fall and navigated the treacherous jungle alone. They treated her wounds, gave her food, and promised to get her home. Their kindness and resourcefulness were her lifeline in the dense, unforgiving forest. News of her survival spread like wildfire. The local community was astounded by her resilience and the incredible story of her journey. Julianne Koepcke, the girl who fell from the sky, had cheated death. Her relief was palpable as she realized she was finally safe. Her story captivated the world. Media outlets from across the globe covered her miraculous survival, and people everywhere were inspired by her courage. She became a symbol of resilience, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Her story was a beacon of hope for many facing their own struggles. Julianne went on to study biology, following in her father's footsteps. Her experience in the jungle deepened her appreciation for the natural world. She dedicated her life to conservation, working tirelessly to protect the rainforest that had tested her but ultimately saved her. Her work became a tribute to her survival. Julianne's story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can endure. The jungle, once a place of peril, became a symbol of her resilience. It teaches us that courage and determination can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Her journey through the jungle was a testament to human perseverance. Her experience in the Amazon was a testament to the strength of the human will. It showed that with enough determination, one can survive the most harrowing of circumstances. It's a story that continues to inspire awe and wonder, reminding us of the boundless capacity of the human spirit to survive. Julianne's journey is a timeless tale of survival and hope.